Well, hello. I just wanted to shoot a quick video on my take on Bitcoin coming up to the 10 o'clock mark, 7 minutes away from the end of this daily candle. As we can see, we've got huge amounts of volume and an increase in volume on the rise. And it's retraced around about 40%. So I've been hearing a fair bit about, oh, do we sell? Do we sell? Now, the thing that comes to my mind is that you sell at the end of the candle, end of day data only. Now, if we have a look on the 4 hour chart, well, firstly, I'd like to say that let's just do an analysis on what we've got so far. We have a candle that's gone up around about 13.7, and now it's retraced to 12.8. So it's dropped about 40% of the previous, of the day's range. We've got the 8 EMA heading up aggressively, same with the 20, and pretty steady on the 50, and the 200 is doing the right thing. Now we've got an increase in volume starting all the way back just before the breakout. We had a breakout there, which was the most recent buy, and an increase in volume on the way up, and a little bit of a decrease in volume as it kind of like wondered where it was going to go next. But anyway, we've kind of moved on and we've increased in volume on the way up again here. So stochastics are high as well. Now that's it for the daily chart. So I'll just shrink it up a little bit so we can kind of have a bit of a closer look. So we actually had 19 weeks of a flat base, cup with handle, kind of a saucer looking thing. Then a nice breakout, and we've come up to here. Looking at this chart now, this is it's definitely overextended. So profit takers are going to be looking to take profit. But is the run finished? I tend to doubt that the run has finished, and we're not looking at a selling candle yet. So the market needs to prove to us what it's, we trade what the market has done, not what we think the market will do. So at the moment, the market hasn't told us any negatives but a 40% retracement on the day's candle, which isn't finished yet. Going on to the 4 hour chart, if we were to look at the 4 hour chart, we could shrink it down. And we do have a reversal candle, but we don't have a close below the 8 EMA. We have an increase in selling volume, but it's not larger than the previous day. Now, this is a negative, yes, but it is not a sell signal. Once we get a close below the 8 EMA, now this could even go as far as closing at 12,000. Who knows? That's 800 points away. But the last buy was 9,557. So if you get out at 12.5, let's say, for example, with a close, if you're going to obey the 4 hour chart, then you've made what, $3,000 on your last investment. So and that's US dollars too, by the way. So it's not a bad run. But however, this is not finished. It is still in play. So whether I have made the right decision here or not made the right decision, I am looking at end of day data and I'm trading end of day data. So at the moment, the candle is not telling me to sell, it's telling me to hold. So I'll be holding my position until it tells me to sell. And who knows, it might tell me to sell at around about 10.3. I don't know. I wouldn't have a clue where it's going to tell me to sell. But when the candle tells me to sell, that's when I'm going to sell. End of day data. So let's just say that this goes up and closes high at around about, say, 13,000. Let's just say hypothetically. And then it comes down and closes, the profit takers come in and then we go down and we close at, say, 11,000. So, for example, if that is closed below the 8 EMA and the next candle opens and yesterday's was below the 8 EMA on increased volume, I will be selling. But between now and then, I won't be selling. This is a hold, and it looks to me like we could be going into euphoria. Now, euphoria, we could have a little bit of a sideways, which I kind of hope we do, because that will mean it's more healthy for the Bitcoin market. But if we don't, and we just keep on going up, I'm going to be looking for the 20% moves. And if we get the 20% moves, I will be selling the rally. I won't be selling the close below the 8 EMA. Now, what I mean by that, I'll just quickly slide over to the previous high and show you exactly what I'm talking about. That last rise was the one. Okay, here we are. So we've come across now, and this is quite similar to the rise that we've got now. We've come out with a cup with handle, and there was a buy there. So here we are. Here we've got a couple of lows that we could have bought. I think I got stopped out on that one, and I bought here, and I bought the breakout from the cup with handle there, and from the breakout above the high. I got stopped out here. I bought out of the base, and I bought on strength there, and I got stopped out here, and I bought back in again here, coming out of the base, and break above the flat base, cut with handle, kind of a pattern there I bought there. So this is the sort of thing that I'm talking about with the euphoria. So let's say we've had 3 days. I'll just open this up so you can kind of see a little bit better. This is the sort of thing that I'm seeing in my mind that is a possibility. This is just one possibility. I'll tell you about the negative possibility coming up. We've got 3 days, and then we've got indecision, and we've got some bit of profit taking, bit of buying, and not sure where it's going to go. The next day was the same. Then we had the bulls come back in again, but the only problem was like the huge amounts of red volume on this one here. But as soon as we started breaking out and going higher, this day here was a big concern to me because we've got huge amounts of volume. So this is not a buy. This is actually a get ready to sell because we've got the biggest candle day happen at the top of a trend. Now, the reason why it is the top of a trend is because it's the biggest candle. That is telling you that there's exhaustion happening. This is where all the mums and dads are frantically running around trying to get their money to put into the market, while all the big boys are sitting on the sidelines going, hey boys, it's almost time to take profits. And then we're looking over here to the next one. This is a definite day that you should be looking at to take profit somewhere around the top of this candle here. These make up around about 20% of the market's move in 2 days. That is a sure sign to say, think about getting out around about here. If you didn't get out there, well, I think I've been through this before anyway, but you can actually see that this is around about where the problem started. If we get these 2 days or something similar to these 2 days happen, I will be looking at selling somewhere near the top. This could all happen in 1 day, it could happen in 3 days, but usually it will happen in 1 to 2 days. If we get a gap up, like a gap's up and then takes off, that is also an exhaustion gap and a warning to sell. So if I was to get out here at say 16.2 and then all of a sudden the market goes up and it's at 18.7, okay, well I've lost $2.5 grand on that rise there. I mean, I could have even bought again coming out of this low here or coming out of this one here, and then sold either that one there or this one here. You obey the rules. You don't just trade what you think is going to happen. You trade what the candles tell you it has happened. So we go up here, we come down there, didn't close below the 8 EMA, and we've gone up and then counted here, come down, closed below the 8 EMA, and we've got increase in selling volume as you can see, and then also here closed by the 8 EMA. Let's just say that we got out on this day here. So we got out at 16.425. We could have got out around about here at 16.1. There we go. If we would have obeyed the rules and not sold on the rise, by the way, I still have no problem at all selling on the rise, selling the rally. So I'll buy the breakout, sell the rally. Then if I was to get out here when it did close below the 8 EMA, 16.425, I would have been happy as Larry. Well, actually I was. But so here, getting out, 18.9, something like that, this could have still kept on going. This here was a sure sign to say that exhaustion was coming in. This is mums and dads money. This is the big boys taking profits. And then this is the last of the mums and dads coming in to buy. This is the big boys. They know what's going on. Actually, they control the market. That is a possibility as to what could happen. Another thing that could happen as well, I was only talking to my wife about it this morning when we went for a walk, is that we could actually quite easily see a decline go down. I'm actually expecting something like a double top and a huge retracement from a double top. Now that doesn't always happen. It is a likely possibility. We could see this thing turn at any time. We might not be out of the low yet. Who knows? Here we go. So we started a new candle. So we started a new candle. We're selling off just a fraction here, which is fine. This here to me is a hold. Once we get a close, like we might come down and go down 11.5 and then muck around or do all this sort of stuff, go a little bit sideways for a while, so that the moving averages can kind of level out a little bit like this here. Then if that was the case, if it goes below and close below the 8 EMA, I'm out. If that's the difference of $1,500, so be it. That's just what it is. I hadn't often, when I first started trading, I would trade what I thought the market was going to do. And I lost money regularly. And simply because I would be selling at a time like this, or, even say at a time like this, I'd sell and think, wow, my profits are so cool, I'm going to get out. Next thing you know, they've just skyrocketed. And then I've missed out. Like I remember one trade, it went up around about 45% in 2 days. And it formed a base. And then I got in on the next one and it kept on going up after that. But, that was with Litecoin. I got stopped out on a shakeout. So you need to obey the rules. If you think, about what the market's going to do, you're thinking too much. What you need to do is look at the market. And when the market tells you what it's done, you act accordingly. Simple as that. This is probably not me having a crack at anyone. This is me, more so me having a crack at me to say, obey the rules. Don't do what you've done before and lose money. You know, if it turns around and closes below the 8, I'm out. That's pretty much my rule. Or unless if I get the euphoria, which I think what is in the back of my mind as a possible play is that we get a double top with euphoria coming in. Usually when I say things like this, I'm usually wrong. So this is not, definitely not something to go by. Let's say that I'm just going to shrink this right up so you can see. Okay, so here. Now, let's just say you can see that the rise from this previous over here on the left, that's just skyrocketed. Now, we've come out of a big flat base. Now, this base here, there's a lot of accumulation of money that's gone in here, and there's a lot of people on the sidelines that have really, really wanted to get in. You know, this is their opportunity to get in. It wouldn't surprise me if we were to get up somewhere here near a double top, somewhere around there, you know, the 19.1 somewhere, or, you know, and then come crashing down. And we could come crashing down as low as, you know, a new low. Who knows? Nobody knows. The one thing you need to do is obey the rules. If you obey the rules, your money will be safe and you'll walk away very happy. Anyway, that's it for me. There's a few other coins I was going to go and have a look at, but I've got a few other things to do today. I just wanted to get this candle that was, like I've had a few questions about it. So now I'm not always right. I usually get about 7 out of 10 right, but, you know, this could be one of the times I get it wrong. Who knows? Don't take my word for it. Just try what you think you should be doing with your money. Anyway, I hope you have a good day and I'll talk to you again soon. See ya.